Hello, Facebook. How are you all today? This is kind of an impromptu live. I said I was going to go live earlier. I didn't specify a time. And here we are. And today I'm going to talk to you about something I learned about over the weekend. I went to an awesome workshop on Friday and learned all about fear, which was awesome. And now I want to share what I learned with other people. So, say hi when you pop on. And we're going to talk about fear in probably a way that you've never really talked about it before. Maybe. So, for those of you who are watching, who watch the replay, whatever, how many of you think that fear is a good thing, is a positive thing? I know that for me, for a really long time, I figured that fear was, I knew that it was biological, okay? So with me, a lot of people who work with me, who know that I am an anatomist. So I'm a massage therapist. If you were to see right now, I actually have my phone stacked on top of a whole bunch of anatomy books to make it to the right height so that I can sit straight and not be all scrunched down. So I'm an anatomist, therefore I know a lot about the body in ways that most people don't, and I am extremely fascinated by the body, and I'm fascinated by what the body can do and what we need out of our lives. So fear is an interesting one because fear is actually a necessity in our life. So as you pop on, just let me know, like, do you think that fear is a positive or a negative, and why? If you want to like type that in, and I'll answer or just sort of see. So fear is one of these things that a lot of people are just, it's totally a negative to them. They don't want to be afraid. They want fear to get the fuck out of their lives. They want to conquer fear. Fear is a mountain that they're trying to climb. All these different things. And when you look at it from a biological standpoint, fear is actually necessary. The amygdala, which is the lower part of the brain, is there, and your amygdala is like your reptilian brain, okay? It's right at the base of your brain stem. It's like located right here, and the fear that you're feeling is literally fight, flight. Hi Jilly, hi April, hi all the people, hello. Fear here is it's Jilly. Didn't I say Jilly? I might have just said it really fast. Hi, Jilly. Sorry. So fear is necessary for animals, right? So when we were still all Homo sapien, there were actually 5 different Homo whatevers they are. We needed the fear, right? We needed to know when an animal was attacking us, and therefore we had fight. So am I going to fight it? Am I going to flee? Am I going to run away? Or am I going to freeze? So possums faint, or other things freeze. Or am I going to faint? These are all the things that fear causes in our body, right? So when we have Gilbert, Gilly, Gill on a fit. Oh, Gilly, not Jilly. That's what you've been trying to say. Gilly, I am so sorry about that all these fucking months. Man, you could have told me that before. Don't ever be afraid to tell me I'm saying your name wrong, guys. I have one of those names. I'm not afraid to tell people. Yeah, so fuck fear. That's the other thing. So people are like, well, fuck fear. Get that shit out of here. I don't need no fucking fear. So here's the thing, though. Fear is an extremely, extremely, extremely important part of our lives because fear tells us when we're in danger, okay? The problem becomes our reaction to the fear. So as I was saying at the beginning, I went to a workshop this weekend and it was hosted by this amazing group here in Utah, and the speaker, her name is Kristen Ulmer, and she wrote a book called The Art of Fear. Okay, so it's called The Art of Fear, and I'm going to give you a very short synopsis of what she taught us in this 3-hour class. Okay, so when you're dealing with fear, most initial reactions are either get out of here, fuck fear, this shit's not doing me any good, I want it out of my life, it's just holding me back, I'm going to conquer it, I'm going to climb this mountain, I'm going to take over the world. But what if, hi McCall, I love you too, what if fear was actually a learning tool? So as I was saying, biologically, we are created to have fear to let us know when we're in danger. Now that we're not hunters, gatherers dealing with the wild, fear has now taken over in other ways. So now we're afraid of failing, right? That's a huge one. So while I'm talking here, why don't you guys drop some of your fears? What are some of your guys' biggest fears? And those are surface fears like arachnophobia and shit. I want to go the next level deeper than arachnophobia and claustrophobia and shit. What are you afraid of? In this life, what are you afraid of? Yes, face the fear, learn more from life. Or learn new life. So facing your fear, that's another thing. We think that we need to face it head on. We need to look at it in the eye, and maybe we need to be grateful for the fear, right? That's a big thing nowadays. I'm going to be thankful for the fear. I thank the fear for showing up to teach me X, Y, and Z. But again, we're not actually dealing with the fear when we think it, right? That's still just another way of repressing it. And that's the part that I didn't get. So I showed up to this thing I know a lot about fear, and I've been working on this shit for a year, and I know that I'm actually afraid of success and not afraid of failure, and I'm actually afraid of being too much of a badass, not being badass enough, things like this. And I know that sounds really cocky, but it's true. I am absolutely petrified of being famous for the simple fact that famous people get the death threats, right? So maybe I'm actually afraid of dying. I don't know. But success terrifies me. It actually makes me totally freaked out to think that I could meet Oprah one day, even if it is a goal. It's a goal, but I'm also terrified of it, okay? So just to give you a context where I'm at when it comes to fear, right? I've definitely worked on fear a lot over the last year. So I went in there thinking that I was going to just be a little know-it-all, I already know about fear. And we need to think it, and we need to see it as a learning experience, and we need to say, ooh, this fear popped up like this, and the fear is here to let me know, to egg me on, to be come on, come see what's on the other side. Okay, so this is my new relationship with fear, that I really see it as this learning opportunity, right? But I still always would do something to get rid of the fear, or to get rid of the reaction to the fear. So I'm also afraid of heights. So now that we go back to more of a base level fear, when I get too close to an edge that is high, I start getting a reaction, a visceral reaction, right? My heart starts pounding, my hands are shaking, my feet plant on the ground. I'm not getting anywhere closer to that canyon's edge. I don't care if it's the most beautiful view on the entire planet. You couldn't get me to go there no matter what, okay? So this feeling, that's the feeling that we associate with fear, okay? We're ooh, I'm totally terrified, and I'm not moving, and I'm stuck, and I'm frozen, and I'm choosing the freeze of fight, flight, freeze, or faint, okay? And I'm just totally stuck. But that's not fear. That's our reaction to the fear, to the stimulus. Fear is just the initial discomfort, the first like second or two of I'm near a close edge. That's the fear. Everything beyond that, the freezing, the planting my feet, the sweaty hands, the beating heart, that's my reaction to the stimulus, which is the high canyon, okay? Or our reaction to the success, okay? If I had gotten someone saying they wanted to hire me for a speaking gig or something, the same sort of visceral, like you're going out to go talk to a whole bunch of people, your hands get sweaty, your heart starts pounding, all this sort of stuff. If you've got stage fright, right? So these are our reactions, and we think that that's the fear, but it's actually our reaction to the fear. And what do? We take 3 calming breaths. We picture everyone naked. We just don't go near the edge of the canyon. Whatever it is that we have our coping mechanisms, right? But again, we're still repressing the fear. We're not actually feeling the fear or dealing with it in a constructive way. So what I want you to do right now is a little exercise that she had us do, which is to close your eyes. And while you're closing your eyes, just take a couple of deep breaths, feel your body. And now feel in your body an area that has discomfort, okay? Maybe it's your low back, middle back, maybe it's your hands, maybe it's your feet. Where do you really feel the discomfort, okay? And you're feeling the discomfort, and now you're trying to fix it. Now you're reacting to it. Now you're adjusting your spine, you're maybe stretching your hands, you're doing whatever it is to try to get rid of that discomfort. So that's your reaction to it. So instead of reacting, instead of trying to change it, try to just really feel into the discomfort that you have and not judge it, nothing like that. Just feel it. Okay? Everybody got it? So what do you feel? What are you feeling? Where's that discomfort and how strong is it? Nope, go away, please. No, go away, please. 10-year-old. So you then have your feeling and then your resistance to it, that changing that you wanted to do. And so what Kristen Ulmer had us do was really focus on that, and her little formula is your discomfort times your resistance. So your discomfort, let's say it's a level 4, times your resistance, so how hard were you trying to fight that discomfort, say that was a level 4, times them together equals your suffering. So you've got a level 16 suffering in that case. Or maybe your discomfort was only a level 2, but your resistance to the discomfort was a level 10. So now you've got a 20% level, suffering. And this is just like what's going on in your body. And we know through science that post-traumatic stress disorder, fibromyalgia, a lot of the other chronic problems that we have in our lives are actually caused from emotional, mental, and spiritual stressors that are showing up on a physical plane. So when you have this sort of discomfort in your body and you're trying to react to it constantly, you're actually creating dis-ease in the body and pulling yourself further and further away from homeostasis. So what you want to do is you want to find skills where you're not coping with the fear, you're not repressing it, but you're actually feeling through it. So that's what I'm going to tell you right now. How do you feel through it? So we already kind of did it. We kind of jumped ahead about it a little bit. The first step is recognizing that fear is not a negative. It's biological. Like, just accept that it's a normal part of nature. We are fearful creatures. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. Number one, we just accept it. We are biologically designed to be afraid because it is a safety mechanism, not because our fear keeps us safe in the existential sort of way of, ooh, me being afraid of success keeps me safe because then I'm not putting myself out there. But it keeps me safe, like physically safe. It reminds me not to step into the middle of oncoming traffic, right? So, accepting your fear. The second one is to feel the discomfort in your body, which we did. And then the third one is to feel the resistance in your body. And then the fourth step is the hardest step, because that is getting intimate with your fear and really feeling it on a whole new level so that you can process it differently. And the way that you were able to do that is different processes. She had us do a dance party, so we listened to a song that she had chose, and we really felt into our fear, and we danced it through our bodies. Dance is a huge way for us to get through these things, and we don't think about it, but our society used to dance a whole lot more, right? We used to have hoedowns, and before that there were these big dances that we all got together and danced in our fancy ball gowns. The natives, they have a bunch of dancing that they do, in different indigenous people. Dancing used to be a whole lot more a part of our life than it is now. So out of the four, the things that you can do when it comes to fear, the number one thing that I would suggest that you do is to dance it out. Is to find where it's being held in your body, feel it really, really hard, and then dance it out of your body. Because you don't have to have a crying fit. You don't have to react in the way that you have before. You don't need to go journal out 40 fucking pages of what you're afraid of and why you're afraid of it and why you need to conquer it. What you need to do is get intimate with your fear, and getting intimate in it doesn't mean looking at it through through a magnifying glass, or looking at it in a petri dish. It means feeling it, holding it, accepting it, acknowledging it, doing all these things, and then letting it flow through your body, because it's not meant to get stuck. It's not meant to get trapped and stagnated, which is what happens in our society now. Again, so much of the anger, the anxiety, the depression, all of these things, they're actually just repressed fear. They're all just ways that we've learned to cope with our fear instead of feeling it and getting intimate with it. So that's kind of my life, guys. That was easy, pretty painless. If you want to know more about this, I'm going to leave Kristen's information in the comments of this. Her book, again, it's called The Art of Fear. She goes into everything I just said, super, super in depth. And just remember, when you are feeling afraid, first of all, recognize that it's totally normal to feel afraid. Secondly, figure out where in your body you're storing it. Like I said, I'm an anatomist. I love knowing these things. For me, I hold a lot of my fear actually in between my shoulder blades. So that part of my body might start hurting, or I'll also hold it kind of in my groin area, though that area might start hurting. So figure out where in your body you actually hold your fear, and then instead of resisting it, instead of trying to move it out in a get rid of it sort of way, you want to really feel into it, really resist the urge to resist, and instead feel it very deeply, and then get intimate with it. Really process it through your body through either dancing, which is an amazing way of doing it. You can feel great after a 3-minute dance. Journaling, like you can journal, you can truth rant, you can take a bubble bath, whatever it is. Figure out what your skill is, but it's not a coping skill. It's not the 3 deep breaths to get you through the stage fright. It's actually feeling it. And maybe that's a 1 minute go out back and just like cry it out, or feel it, or shake it off, or whatever it is, but actually allow it to process all the way through your body. And then we're going to see a big decrease in the amount of chronic pain you have. Your anxiety, your depression, all these other things are going to start being alleviated, because you're not holding your fear and then just like scrunching it down and like burying it down into your body. You're actually allowing it to show up, and then you're able to just like let it go and dust it off. So hope this made sense. I hope that it was very helpful for you. I know that for me, I love that I now have a tool to teach my children how to deal with when they're afraid, or even when they feel other angers, like other feelings like anger or sadness or even intense joy. What is the best way to process that in a constructive way that's not going to cause them to be overexcited when it maybe isn't as appropriate. So again, I'll leave Kristen's information. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more of these lives where I'm giving you actual like hands-on tools and not so much just the deep conversations that I have done in the past. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great Sunday, and I will talk to you all very soon. Love ya.